Hey guys, it's Tuesday. It's been a while, but I'm happy to be back in front of the camera. Lots going on. I can't wait to tell you about it. Let's get going. Wow, can you believe it has been a year since the whole world kind of went flipped upside down with a COVID-19 global pandemic, many people being forced to work from home and remotely, all kinds of things going on. We had all the labels flying, essential workers, non-essential workers, creating all kinds of identity issues for us. But you know what? 2021 is here. Things seem to be calming down a little bit, even though there's a lot of change that is still occurring and coming at us. In fact, I think it's important for you to remember, I believe 2021, especially going into quarters 2, 3, and 4, are all going to be a little bit fluctuating, fluid. There's still going to be kind of an ever-moving landscape up there, and it's going to be hard for us to nail it down. That's why some of the things we learned from 2020 are going to be so important. And when the pandemic and everything hit and all the madness that ensued, people had three basic options. They could panic, throw their hands up in the air, scream, and run the other direction, and abandon all sense of purpose. And some did do that. Then the other is that we could just get paralyzed, do nothing. Let's hunker down. Let's try to survive this thing. And some have done that, and they're starting to emerge. And you know, they may have survived, but one thing to remember, they didn't learn anything. They didn't benefit from all of that. And that brings me to the third response, which was people learned how to pivot. They learned how to make adjustments. They would assess, they would make adjustments, and then they would adapt so that they could continue to achieve. And those are important A words. I just threw a bunch of them at you right there. And that is a significant thing. As we go into 2021, it's important to remember this little saying. A lesson offered is not the same as a lesson learned. Yep. For some, 2021, you're just getting re-enrolled in the same class you had a chance for back in 2020. But for others, because you paid attention and you looked and you evaluated, you learned to listen, and you made your assessments and your adjustments, you have begun to figure out a process that helps you stay agile and adaptable. That's going to be a key in 2021. In fact, what's going to unfold this year, especially in the last several quarters of the year, is that the lessons you've learned, you're going to get to put them into practice. You know, the thing about learning lessons, we go through when we're in school, we have to take tests, right? And I hate tests. I always hated tests as a student until I spent a little time as a teacher, and I realized that tests were just an instrument to measure what my students were actually learning, what they actually knew. And you know what? If you'll view that this way, 2021 is going to have some tests. And it's not just to mess with you. It's not just to tamper with you, but there is a potential benefit to tests. And that is they help you discover what you really know versus what you think you know. 2021 is going to continue to unfold. It's going to have twists and turns. It's going to go kind of fluid. But it's also going to be an opportunity to demonstrate the lessons that we've learned. That's right. And we're going to find out if we paid attention. If not, then we're being re-enrolled for some of the same classes. I don't know about you, but I don't like repeating classes. And so I'm going to put into practice the things I've learned. People who panicked, they've already lost out on potential benefits from last year. Those who became paralyzed, hunkered down, just tried to survive and are emerging, might have survived, but they didn't benefit. But everyone who made a choice to pivot, to adjust, to assess, and make the adaptations necessary, now you're still achieving, and you can continue to do so. 2021 will be an opportunity to determine what lessons you've actually learned and which ones you might need to repeat, because a lesson offered is not the same as a lesson learned.
Disruptions are unavoidable. Being prepared, that's a choice. Is your team ready for the next disruption? We can help.